Welcome to Pario magazine, where I chat with individuals who have a desire to create. Today I'm joined by an exciting 17-year-old artist who is blending country music with pop. Welcome to Pario magazine, Ella Powell.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be on today.
How's life treating you at the moment?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been very busy with music and got some new releases coming up next month. I just released my latest single called Paper Town. And I've been working on a new website and getting some shows ready for the Tamworth Country Music Festival. So it's been a pretty busy time lately, actually.
Yeah, especially now that things are sort of coming back to a bit more normal with shows opening back up.
Oh yeah, it's been great, definitely. Like it was such a shame that the Tamworth Country Music Festival got postponed, which I was meant to be going to just the last couple of weeks. But I think yeah, gigs are starting to come back now and there's more opportunities to do some more live shows. So I'm very excited to get back into that because it's the best thing. I absolutely love playing live. So
Yep. And obviously we're here today to chat about the new single Paper Town. Before we do
yeah.
that, though, are you able to give our audience a brief little introduction to Ella Powell, the person behind the music?
Yeah. So I've been playing the guitar. I picked it up when I was about 6 years old. And then I sort of stopped for a little bit and started again when I was 10. And I've really just never looked back since. I started a couple of years later when I was about 11 and 12, doing a little bit of busking, playing at some local venues. And then I got into singing and songwriting more. So I've been songwriting for the past probably 8 years. And I've got 4 singles out on Spotify, and yeah, I've just been really not really looked back since I picked up my guitar when I was 10, and I absolutely love songwriting. It's one of my favorite things. I think it's a great way to sort of let out everything and really connect with other people as well.
Was music sort of something that was around you all the time at home with family? Was your dad or your mum a guitar player? Is that why there was a guitar laying around?
I actually have no one in my family that has a musical background. Absolutely no one. It's more, yeah, sport and things like that. So I don't really know where it's come from. We sort of joke around about that a lot because, yeah, there's no one in my family that is musical. So I think I was just singing around the house all the time as a toddler, and it just sort of started developing from there, really.
Okay. And who were those early influences in the songs that you were singing?
Yeah, so I started off, I sung a lot of Kasey Chambers songs. I still do. I absolutely love her music. And I also, when I was younger, really looked up to Ed Sheeran because I loved his music as well. And now I listen to such a wide range of music, and my influences probably at this date is, Taylor Swift, Kelsea Ballerini, who's an American country pop artist, and also Jewel. So I sort of take all my inspiration from them mainly.
Okay. And obviously with the Taylor Swift and Kelsey Ballerini influence, your music has been compared to them. How do you feel about those comparisons?
I feel very honored actually when someone compares my music to them because I really look up to sort of what they do. And, like Taylor Swift's new albums, I really love the way she puts quite personal little elements into her songs, but also has that sort of fictional element as well. So I really find that very like inspirational to write my songs as well.
Okay. And country music is not typically something that we might expect from a 17-year-old living in the city. How did you sort of come to be drawn to that style so strongly?
Yeah, so I went to the Tamworth Country Music Festival for the first time in 2019, and I just had the most amazing time. And I won People's Choice Award at the championships, and I think from there I really liked it. And then last year, going into COVID, I sort of had a lot more time to sort of sit down and reflect on where I wanted to go as an artist. And I started looking at a more wider range of artists, both overseas, Australian artists. And I think from there, I sort of decided that the country pop genre was something I really wanted to explore because before that, I was loving such a wide range of genres, but I really wanted to find something very, specific. And once I found that sort of genre, I started writing more. And it just clicked. Like I just absolutely loved it. And listening to more country music as well, it just really yeah, I just never really looked back, to be honest. I just was really drawn to it. And then also blending in those elements of pop and folk, like I just really found a very strong sort of direction from that.
Do you feel it's a genre that has a lot of opportunities compared to if you went down the full pop path? That's quite a saturated genre.
Yeah, I guess it's different for every artist and sort of the things you're producing. But for me, my songs aren't ever really completely pop. And I think that's sort of the way my voice is as well, and the way I have a lot of storytelling, which is ingrained into a lot of my songs. So I think for me, yeah, this path is definitely opens a lot of opportunities.
Speaking of the Paper Town single, uh, like a lot of music at the moment, it was created during that COVID period that you mentioned. How did that sort of influence the song?
Yeah, so I wrote it during the Sydney COVID lockdown. And for me, the song was really inspired about being in year 12. And I was sitting my HSC at the time of the lockdown. And I've been ready to sort of leave school for a long time and move on, and start my music full time as a career. And with everything just coming to a halt and year 12 being stretched out for longer, I just got really frustrated. And I think that's sort of where the ideas of the paper town and leaving a place and finding new beginnings and those sorts of things came about. And I started working with Matt Fell on this one. This was the first one I produced with him, and we did it virtually during the lockdown as well. So it was all over the laptop, and then he sent it off to some musicians in Nashville who put down the pedal steel. So it was really like, it was a very incredible sort of experience. And I've been able to sort of do the same things virtually since, really. So that's sort of how the song came about.
Did you enjoy that virtual creation process, or is it something you don't want to do again?
I actually loved it. I think it really gave you a chance to listen and take things in and refine um, a lot of like the production. And yeah, for me personally, because I've never done it that way before, it's normally just been going into the studio for the day and just sitting down and laying everything down while you're in there. But I absolutely loved it because I think it gave more of a chance to explore other avenues of what could be in the song as well.
And I guess it opens up to more collaboration possibilities as well. They don't have to be people that are close to you.
Oh, 100%. And it was my first experience of getting some musicians from Nashville to play on it as well. And that's what we've done with my new single coming out next month as well. So it really opened up a lot of different avenues of where, production and songwriting can go.
And obviously, Nashville, I imagine that's somewhere you want to go once it's sort of safe and free to do so.
Oh, 100%. Yes, that's definitely the goal. I've been looking into it a lot actually. So hopefully in the next couple years, and I'll just sort of see where that goes. But it's definitely a big, big dream of mine to go there.
And when you do get over there, are people like Taylor and Kelsey people that you would like to collaborate with in the future if possible?
Oh yes, that's like one of my biggest, yeah, goals is to collaborate with someone like that. And there's some pretty amazing people over there, and as there is here as well. So I just can't wait to really hopefully get those opportunities to collaborate with those people that are over in Nashville. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yep. Like you mentioned, you won the People's Choice Award at Tamworth Country Music Festival. I assume that sort of put you in pretty good stead for potential collaborations in the future. How did you feel about winning that award?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. It's still today one of my favorite performances. And I think going there for the first time and not really knowing what to experience, and then having all of that happen. And I played with Adam Harvey for the Country Turns Pink fundraiser. So there was so many opportunities, and it was just, yeah, it was amazing. And there was such a buzz, and that amazing, like, that feeling just lasted for so long because it was just performing those two songs on stage in front of that wide of an audience and having that reaction that I did. I just, yeah, couldn't really, it was very surreal. So it's always stuck with me since.
And flowing on from there, you had a series of headline concerts that sold out in 2020. How were those experiences as well?
Yes, so that was for my single launch. So that was for my very first single, Watching Over Me. And that was the first time I'd ever done any type of, headlining concert or launch. And I organized it all myself and had some sponsors, some amazing coast businesses, which helped me out. And yeah, it was sold out and it was an incredible, incredible night. And yeah, the atmosphere was amazing, and that really helped lead on to the release of my first single, my second single, which was later on in the year. And then yeah, I'm definitely looking at doing another one, hopefully towards the end of this year. Just with COVID, it's sort of still a little bit hard to plan, not knowing what's going to happen and with the restrictions as well.
Yep. With all that momentum sort of building up over that period and then all of a sudden it had to stop, was that a difficult to get your head around?
Yeah, it definitely was. I think for me, I sort of channeled all that sort of extra time into my songwriting. And I think in a way, I had a lot of growth last year within my songwriting and sort of my direction as an artist. So I think it definitely had its downfalls, but it also had a lot of like sort of blessings in that period as well. But it was definitely with live shows, I definitely struggled not being able to gig and perform because I've been doing it for years. It's just sort of a part of me now. And definitely, as I was saying, with Tamworth postponed, that was really difficult. So hopefully things sort of start getting a bit picking up this year.
Did it allow you to sort of build up a bank of songs that might be releasing later this year and then early next year as well?
Yes, definitely. So as soon as everything opened up last year, I went back into the studio, and then I was back in again the month later, which is the new song being released only in a couple weeks' time. And then I've just booked the studio again for a couple more months. So we've got more singles coming out, and then leading on to an EP as well, either at the end of next year or end of this year or start of next year.
Okay, awesome. And is that sort of the main plan for the remainder of this year and beyond, just to get these singles completed and then get back to touring?
Yeah, definitely. I think my main goals this year is just to release as much music as I can. I've got some sort of music videos that I'm doing. I've got a website coming out, so that's sort of the plan for this year and working towards the EP. And also, yeah, starting to do some more touring, some headlining shows. So that's on the horizon for this year, which is very exciting.
Wonderful. Do you think we've covered everything? Is there anything that you wanted to specifically get across that we might have missed?
Um, can be found on Instagram and Facebook under Ella Powell Music. And also I've got a website coming out in the next couple of days under ellapowell.com. And also all my music can be streamed on Spotify, Apple iTunes. And then I've got my new single, which is coming out on the 21st of February.
Okay,
I think we
perfect.
covered pretty much all of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and good luck with the single release and the rest of the year.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for having me and for this opportunity. I've had a great time.